So the last video that I made ended up being over 30 minutes and just me rambling. I had to walk all around the house, so I didn't really do anything for you know, lighting or anything like that, just keeping it simple. But after I got that one put out, published to the page, I realized that there were a lot of things that I didn't cover. A lot of what I covered was basically preparing like the house and other people for my birth, and then of course like preparing for emergencies and just kind of all of that external stuff. There are still some parts that I forgot and I didn't mention that I will mention in this video. And then there's so much more, obviously. Birth, labor and birth is much more about, you know, what's going on in my internal world, and I have done a lot to prepare for that element of it. Everything from like the ambiance in my room. If you've noticed, I have like Christmas lights everywhere in my room. I kind of plan to be doing most of my laboring in the bedroom, either on the floor or on the bed or in the bathroom. And in both the bedroom and the bathroom, I have like little iHome speakers so that we can either just, they've got the auxiliary cables, so iPods or anything can be plugged up to them to play music. So then there's lighting. The overhead light dims. The Christmas lights everywhere are actually quite bright, and it's a good like ambiance. I like the way that it feels. We have blackout curtains on the windows. If I really want to shut down and be alone, like in the middle of the day, if I need it to be dark, they do a decent job of making it pretty dark. So I have those things for just kind of the ambiance, helping kind of control my mind a little bit through music and that sort of thing. So a couple things that I left out of the way that I prepared for like the world, protecting the floor and anything medical or whatever, and my support people. I don't know how much my husband's going to be like actually present. I don't know how loud I'm going to be, or how messy it's going to be, how soon, how much he's going to be able to handle like sensory wise, loud noises or, you know, mess and that sort of thing. So, and genuinely, if he wants to go off and kind of spend some time doing his own thing and work on his mind state, I really like the opportunity to do it myself. I want to go into my own space and not activate the part of my brain that thinks that like someone else can help me and do something for me. But in case of emergency, or if it's like go time and I need him there to help catch the baby, to see the birth, etc., he has these walkie-talkies that he found for a good deal, and it will provide the opportunity for him to like turn his phone off, and I can turn my phone off, etc. But if he's sleeping or he's upstairs playing games, that he can turn this all the way up and he'll hear if I'm trying to get like directly to him. So he can't accidentally leave his ringer off or have any other excuses. But it was his idea, and I think it's pretty cool. I would have preferred cooler covers for them than camo, but pretty cool idea. So again, it's a small house and they'll probably hear me if I yell, but if he goes outside to sleep in his tent, which is something he likes to do, so that he can get some sleep, or if he goes upstairs, he may have his headphones on or whatever, but he probably would hear this. So the other thing is, I forgot to mention, I have a roll of just like garbage bags, like not full-size trash bags, but somewhere in between, and those I've used to line like trash and puke buckets, and I didn't line the placenta bucket, but for anything that needs to be thrown away, we can just keep pulling out bags and throwing things away, or geez, whatever, if we needed to pull it out and use it as a waterproof liner, we could do that. So just kind of an unlimited supply of trash bags. Another thing is, I got a little bottle and I filled it full of avocado oil. I do have a huge thing of coconut oil, but you know, I don't know, just felt like a good other option of an oil to use for anything from whatever I could possibly want. So these are cute little bottles. I thought I was getting big ones. When the package came, it had 3 of these tiny bottles. They were adorable, but I didn't know what I would use them for, so I put them in my birth kit, and I've found a use for one. So little avocado oil. Other than that, I have, so actually the state just sent me this as a thank you for letting them know that I'm pregnant, because I am doing Medicaid and WIC and all that jazz while I get back on my feet after the brutal years we've had. So I have just an extra thermometer, and I figured couldn't hurt to have that by the bed. So, or with my other birth kit stuff. I have been certified as an EMT, and I have my own gear for taking my own blood pressure. I do all my own prenatal care. I have urine test strips and that sort of thing. I can't imagine really using them during labor, but I've used them for my prenatal care. And I have the blood pressure cuff and stuff, and stethoscope and all of that in case for any reason I've felt the instinct to take my blood pressure in check. Not really sure, but I like the medical world. I don't think that it's, you know, necessary, but I like having those options and would rather have them nearby and with them arm's reach than wonder why I didn't do that. The other thing is I got my Eldon card. So this is for blood typing. And I've written long explanations on my Facebook page, but essentially I am Rh negative. My husband is Rh positive. He could pass on a recessive negative gene to the baby, and the baby could be negative. We don't know if he's plus plus or he's plus minus and he has that ability. So I'm Rh negative, so I could develop some sort of sensitization to the baby's blood and have future pregnancy problems, possibly. I'm not really concerned about that in general, but when I think about ingesting the placenta, I really want to. Instinctually, it makes sense to me, even if it's just a placebo effect. I want that, but I also had the gut instinct not to do that if the baby is Rh positive. I think that normally it's great and fine and not a problem. Your digestive system shouldn't really intermingle with your blood in an unrestricted way, but I do have leaky gut syndrome, so blueberries intermingle with my blood. Generally, anything I eat can get into my bloodstream, so if I'm consuming placenta, then I am getting the baby's blood and it could get into my bloodstream. I have autoimmune issues, and I'm so unpredictable in those things, and I don't want to, my gut says not to consume the placenta if the baby is Rh positive. So, you know, the rest of the blood typing would just be kind of cool to know, but I definitely want to see if it reacts to the Rh and if the baby is Rh positive. And I've been told that if I try to use cord blood, that I would possibly or likely be contaminating baby's blood with my blood and get the wrong results. I only believe that that would affect whether it's A, B, or O, because I don't have RHD. So if baby doesn't, then there will be no reaction whether my blood's in there or not. So I probably will just use cord blood and won't poke baby. I'm gonna keep this in my birthing kit stuff, and not immediately, but within a day or two of meeting baby, I'm going to definitely test and see if actually it might have to be pretty quickly because of cord blood. Yeah, all right. Glad we figured that out. So other things were, my husband is not able to process things all that well if there's like a camera or we're taking pictures or video or something along those lines. And one reason on his end why he liked the idea of an unassisted birth is because if there's a midwife or a doula or somebody here who's taking charge, he's just going to be in the background like processing everything. Whereas if it's just me and him, he'll be more present. He feels that way about cameras. as well. So if he's here and it's the two of us and he's doing this whole thing with me, there probably won't be many pictures unless he takes them. And there definitely won't be any video, the two of us, unless he takes it. But if he spends a lot of time off or sleeping, etc., I might stream live from my iPad. I might stream live from my laptop. May do little snippets from my phone. That wouldn't be something that I would set up from my phone. It would be something I would just pull up and talk and put it away. So those give me the options for that. To show you my camera setup, dun, 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 dun. I will have you look at yourself. Hello, self. My lighting. This is how pregnant I am. I'm due on Monday, which today is Saturday. So, yeah, I'm like 2 days away from my due date. And getting a little big. And baby is getting really big. But what I was going to show you is my camera. So I don't know if you can actually tilt it back without ruining my angle and stuff. So I have a really nice camera. I've done a lot of photography. This is how I record my YouTube videos. And I have a remote control. So I do a lot of my own photography. So where other people like hire somebody to do a photo shoot, I tend to do them myself. Just before I got pregnant, I did like a whole like professional photo shoot and took a bunch of like headshots and stuff for a business thing that I was doing. And the maternity shots that I've done is mine. It's not the most amazing professional thing in the world, but I like being the one doing it, and using this I can tell the camera when to fire for me. And then so I have little like lanterns around the room, things like that, to provide different kinds of lighting. If I need different kinds of lighting, lots of options. I'm not sure how much, like if I want to be taking pictures, but my eyes are really dilated because everything's dilated, and I don't want a lot of flash, or I don't know. Anyway, I like to have options and be prepared. You may be picking up on that. So another way to have options and be prepared are my birth cards, however you want to call them. So essentially the idea is sometimes, you know, I've mentioned my husband's not neurotypical. I'm not either, but he can get really frustrated with like communication. Sometimes I'm too descriptive and overwhelm him. Sometimes I'm under descriptive. Sometimes if I just am in an emotional place and I like kind of bark at him, or sound distressed, he's more affected by the emotion or that feeling than what I'm saying. And before I even met him, I definitely learned that I get to places where I'm kind of deep in my mind and I can't really form words, and it's overwhelming to try, so I just end up going silent. So the idea is to have cards so that I can organize my thoughts and I can communicate clearly for like basic things. So the breathe, relax, let go is just kind of my card that like he could even, you know, kind of point at and remind me, or we could just have on hand to communicate to me to slow down and breathe and relax and let go. I have a silence please card. So if he's in and out or whatever, if I'm really getting to a point that I don't want to talk and I don't want anybody talking to me, I can just have this one out and people know not to talk to me, or not to expect me to talk. Probably don't talk to me or expect me to talk. So I have a card for please stop, don't touch me. I've been to plenty of births and seen, you know, the contrast between a woman who you're rubbing her back and things are feeling better, and then it really helps through a contraction, and then another contraction comes and she just cannot handle being touched, and then the contraction's over and she would like you to continue the back rub. And it gets, the closer you get into transition, the harder it is to communicate, and the more it can go back and forth and all of that. So there's, you know, I can have these cards just out in front of me and I can just kind of point to them, and somebody can see without getting their feelings hurt, like, don't touch me. Or I have a second one that says, please do that again or more. And again, if I'm kind of in a nonverbal place, and say my husband starts to just kind of rub my back or do something absently he may not even be paying attention to, if I have this card out, I can point to it and he can like notice what he's doing and continue to do it. And then, you know, 2 seconds later I could tell him to stop and then tell him to do it again. So he'll probably be my DJ to an extent. And so I made a card asking like for cues for music, if I want, or 1 is calm and emotional, 2 is up-tempo motivational, 3 is instrumental, and 4 is sing-along. So that's like, you know, I'm picking music for my labor that very much have lyrics that like say the things that I want to feel during labor, that I'm empowered. I don't really want, you know, getting laid at a club. I don't want those kinds of things. But I think there's also a place for having music that is nostalgic, that as soon as it comes on, it just kind of fills you with like the right kind of good feelings, and you know all the lyrics by heart. And I know that my mom got through, you know, her most trying labor with that kind of music, just the music that she really loved singing along to, completely irrelevant to what she was trying to connect to, just lyrics that made her sing and kind of belt it out and be in the present moment with just music. So sing-along is going to be like, for me, it'll be like Incubus or Bloodhound Gang or somebody from my youth that when they come on, I just, you know, Matt Nathanson or somebody that I don't even care what the song is about. I know all the lyrics. I love this song, whatever. Yeah, so instrumental obviously is really helpful for when you get to a place where you don't want, you know, other people's words influencing you. And calm emotional versus up-tempo motivational, I have playlists for both of those. So obviously if I want a specific song, I can ask him for a specific song, but I can point to this card, and the idea is that if I point to the card, I can just make a hand gesture for like which one. So I can point to it and say 2, and he knows I want up-tempo motivational music. There's just a card for please bring me. So please bring me my purse, my birthing necklace, which I'm going to show you next, my phone and charger, or my old phone and Bluetooth, which is what I do the Hypno Babies on. And I have my, actually I have it on right now, but my little Bluetooth headset that I pretty much don't even notice that I have, and that I have on, and it just streams information or whatever into my brain. This card is got various things on it. Let's see if it'll focus on it. Is it focusing? Can't tell on the little preview screen. So it's I'm cold, and then I have options 1, 2, 3 for a blanket, heat, turn it up or on. Heating pad can help with if I'm cold. If I'm hot, you know, 1 is AC, turn the AC on, 2 is open a window because it's winter. I'm thirsty, bring me my water bottles or refill them, whatever I need. Hot tea, which I've put instructions in my kitchen, just a sticky note. My tea is just literally hot water and like a drop of vanilla extract and a little bit of pink salt. That's what I like for tea. So it's very, like, vanilla is very soothing to me. And sometimes I don't want anything but just hot, warm vanilla water. So I call that tea. And then ice water and maybe milk if I have like acid reflux or something. And then there's an I'm hungry card, which on the last video you saw the sheet that I had on the wall that breaks down these categories better for suggestions. So I can say I want a carb or dairy, protein, fat, or sugar. I wrote butter because I'm pregnant, I guess. I don't know why I had to correct it, because I went to go fill in like options and I'm like, butter? Why is butter a food group? Yeah, I'm hungry. Could you just bring me butter? Like, just butter. Yeah, so I think I meant fat. Yeah. I did create a card that just says remove clothing, please. I like, you know, both my husband and I really value and know the benefits of skin-to-skin contact. I figure if I want to remove my own clothing, I'll probably either be doing that and somebody will see and help me if there's somebody to communicate with, Or, you know, I figured the main use would probably be if I'm telling my husband to like take off his shirt or whatever. And so I can, you know, kind of have his skin wrapped around me, that kind of thing. But that's me. I want a card that says remove clothing. So take off your clothes, or mine, depending on the situation. So the idea is it's going to be me and my husband as much as he can and wants to participate. And then my mom lives 2 minutes away. So she knows that, you know, she's said as much as she really wants to be here and she feels like she'd be missing out on something. She got to do her births the way she wanted to, and she, you know, respects that I need to do them the way I want to. This is my turn. So there's a time and a place for my mom, and she's an amazing support for me, and I'm not 100% sure how I would want anything to go. So I have just a card that I can point at any point if I want to communicate to my husband about my mom. So to update her, to ask her to come soon, to ask her to come now, to wait outside in the living room of the car, and to come in to me. So I can, you know, tell him to just have my mom come and then have her come in, etc. And I can use a card to communicate that, and not just like, I'm pretty sure if I was in a place to do one of these, I would be telling him, you know, okay, like, call my mom, tell her this, I think this, maybe I need that, I don't know, but this is kind of how I'm feeling and all of this. And he would just sit there kind of staring at me, and I would just, I mean, even stall out and stop talking or something. So with this, it just makes it really clean, and I can just be like, just call mom and tell her what's going on, you know. And I might even just look at them and verbalize what they say, but it'll help me anchor down to just like communicating clearly. And so Aiden, my husband, so a card, if my mom's the one in here, have her get him to come soon, get him now, ask him, like, I can just pull out this card and show him 3, and he can help support, hold me, or come close and just get his face near my face and touch me and be close. Or number 5, just he can go do his own things. You know, if I'm getting really into it and it's really intense and I can tell he's getting antsy and maybe he says something like he needs to go eat or something, I can just, you know, maybe point at the card and show him 5 and tell him, you know, just, I'm good, you know, I'm good, I'm going into my zone, go eat, you know, whatever, bring your walkie-talkie with you, go do your thing. So that's what that one is for. This is a card for help if I'm really deep in it and again need help communicating, to ask in the group, to call the midwife friend that just to communicate with her. I don't have anybody coming, but just to communicate with her, to help get me hypno babies. And then I do have let's go to the AR and call an ambulance. I think everybody that's supporting me needs to know that, you know, they don't have to try to like intervene if they're really scared, that I acknowledge that there may be a time and a place for that, and I will tell them. So and then just to please help me get up and move, go to the bathroom, puke bucket, placenta bucket, or walk around. And those are my little cards for communicating with anybody who might be in the room with me or who might come in and out, telling him not to talk to me, that sort of thing. And then I think the last thing I'm going to show you, for those of you who don't know, haven't been following me, whatever, is I have my birthing bead necklace. So it's actually turned out really quite amazing. The whole concept is that, you know, I live up here secluded in the mountains with my husband, and my family is right down the street, just a couple doors down. And my friends, my community are all over the world, definitely all over the United States. And, you know, I had a baby shower of like family friends, and I have beads from them, but I didn't really have, like, I don't have people who are physically here. I'm not gonna have a bunch of people at my birth, that kind of thing, but these beads symbolize people in my community that I cultivate online. So some of you watching have beads on here. And in the center is like bead from my mom, and then let's see, just beads from my friends and my family are kind of in the center, from like my closest friends, oldest friends, etc. This one's from a necklace from my grandmother, my great grandmother, or like a worry thing, rosary kind of thing. So this is going to be kind of a secular rosary for me. It's not really just to have some kind of jewelry, it's to have, and I'm missing recently sent beads, and like I have a bead up here. It's going to go down, down here. I need to restring it, but I'm waiting for one more to come in. And then I have a couple more trailing in, but before I rethread it, I want to wait for at least one more from a friend I know sent one from my cousin. And the idea is kind of, while I'm just really in it, to kind of close my eyes and, you know, feel and recognize the beads by feel, to look at them and really just go into looking at them, but to feel just kind of the wishes and, you know, the feeling of community, of all the people that I've connected with who are supporting me and looking forward to hearing about the baby and hope that everything goes well and all of those things. So each bead is like represents an individual person. I got, you know, some people sent me multiple beads and I only picked one to go on the bracelet or on the necklace. And it's really incredibly significant to me. And I plan to really hold it and like anchor to it and remember kind of everything that I've built and everything that I've intended, and the place that I want to be coming from through all of this. So I think it's going to be way too easy to get wrapped up in feeling overwhelmed or pain or just kind of where I'm stuck in the moment. And I've spent many, many months now, if not my entire life, waiting for this opportunity. And I really want to give myself every chance that I can have to anchor back to like what really matters and what's happening, and how significant it is, and the amazing places in birth and labor that you can go, and not just feeling and being scared of the worst places. So while my environment is, you know, I have things like a card that says call an ambulance, but everything that I didn't even think to show you from the last video, everything in my immediate vicinity, the things that I'm going to be concentrating on, music, ambiance, the home that I've designed, my birthing necklace, and all of that is, and even my cards are a reminder to me to stop trying to be a wife and a daughter and all of those things, and remember that I wanted to be just purely a birthing mother, connecting to her baby, and that my external interactions should be pretty minimal and I should concentrate. So I think that that's it. For now, I may have a whole nother video for you tomorrow. But yeah, I think that those are the things. So if you are liking my videos, please hit the like button and show support on my videos. If you want to keep seeing what I'm coming out with, definitely don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm really excited about all of this. And I definitely am going to do a follow-up video after the birth and kind of talk through what I used and what I didn't use, what I would have wanted, what wasn't necessary, those sorts of things. It's preparation for a wide variety of experiences, and I'm only going to have, you know, one set of experiences in that spectrum. So I'm prepared for as many as I can possibly imagine, but as far as what it actually turns out to be for me, number one, I would like to record all of that and discuss it, and number two, I'm sure many of you are curious as I am, how it's all going to go and how all of this preparation actually pans out. So yeah, this is probably my last video with baby on the inside, and I'm really excited to make the next ones. So yeah, like, subscribe, Send me a message, ask me comments in the comments if you'd like. A lot of people just contact me on Facebook, and that's great too. Carissa Eva Lorraine Castiel on Facebook, and I look forward to making more videos with a new person on the outside to participate with me in and see how all of this turns out. Until then,